Shalom, shalom, shalom. So the Ehud, Benaniyah of the Battle Axes of the Most High. All praise to the Most High for another day, another fervent Friday. Right? Pray that you've been having a blessed week. You went out there shooting in the sky and popping fireworks to celebrate the Greek god Janus, right? Fair use only, fair use only, fair use only. In regards to fair use only. Let me get my second screen set up here. Shalom, shalom, Brother Jose. Good to see you, King. All right. Shalom, Yapa, Adiba. A beautiful real. All right. And they had a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on this week to celebrate their Greek god Janus. Supposed to allegedly be able to see into the future and into the past, right? That's what they was out there calling themselves worshiping. Right? This week's class, or this week's lesson is Tears of a Vagabond, right? Tears of a Vagabond. I was crying about something. It's always, oh, you guys always play the victim, right? Okay? Because Esau's good at playing the assailant, right? Assailant. So we're going in. We're going to start out with just a couple words, right? Fugitive, right? That's associated with a vagabond, right? It's a synonym, right? Fugitive, fleeing away, right? And what do these heathens flee from? You ask yourself. Hit that like, share, subscribe as y'all come on in. Those little 3 top dots in the corner. Just hit that, boom. Hit the thumbs up. Help spread the word of the Most High to the 4 corners of the earth, man. End of the day, we wanna help spread the word of the Most High. It might be a good deed for the day, spreading that word to the Most High. Somebody may see it on your algorithm. You never know, right? You never know. Family member or friend may see it, have some questions. Hey, I heard you're an Israelite. You do that Israelite stuff. Can you explain to me what this? I saw this video where the people on the street going back and forth, right? Take that opportunity to actually help your nation, right? But how are the Idumeans, right? The so-called nation of Edom, or not so-called, the nation of Edom, right? Edomites, right? How are they fugitives? Because they flee. Flee from what? Flee from accountability. That's one of the main things they flee from. That wasn't me. Even though I'm of that race and I benefit from the atrocities done to your people, that's not me, right? They're gonna flee that responsibility. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna this week we're gonna really tap in on the tears of a vagabond, right? So we're gonna start out in Genesis chapter 4 and verse 11, right? Start out with one of the first, the OG prototype of vagabonds, right? I'm going to start at verse 11, the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 11. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. So, bring you up to speed if you're just coming in. We're reading how the Most High placed a curse upon Cain and his bloodline, right? So when they say, oh, y'all people are cursed, this, that, and the other, this is the first curse that the Most High had to come down and say, you're going to be cursed. Yes, he put judgment on Adam and Eve. Yes, he did. And the serpent. Yes, he did. Yes, they got their judgment, right? But he told him, you're going to get cursed because you out here just straight catching bodies. You killed your brother, right? Because you're upset because you tried to come with a secondary offering to the Most High. You ain't got nothing else better to do but to get my offering together, right? And you try to come to the Lord with a secondhand offering, right? These is how the vagabonds do. This is how the vagabonds do, right? Verse 12, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength, right? So this is the reason why you have so many people out here tilling the ground in slavery, right? The Edomites knew it. They read in the Bible. They knew who they were. Hey, no matter how much you try to pick this cotton or get this cotton to do this, that, and the third, it ain't gonna work. Let's put some of these Negroes out here on it. And that's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did, because they knew tilling the ground, they wasn't getting nothing out of it. To this day, a lot of these Idumean nations have to fly in soil from other countries to make an attempt to actually grow something, right? This is the reason why they let so many so-called Mexicans, right? Their real name is not Mexicans, it's Issacharites, right? From the tribe of Issachar, right? But again, they want them in there tilling their grounds, right? Growing their strawberries, growing their fruits and their delicacies, right? Because they know that it's a wrap for them, right? And it says, a fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. So that's going to be a ending statement. This is what you're going to be. Just like a judge says, hey, I sentence you to life without the chance of parole. That's pretty much it, right? And Cain said unto the Lord, right? My punishment is greater than I can bear. Now you want to cry. Because when the Lord asked you where your brother was, you had all the smart aleck responses, right? Thought it was a joke. Am I my brother's keeper? Oh, that's what we're doing? Okay. I got a trick for you. I got something for you, right? So a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. Let's look at verse 14. He says, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. Now, wait a minute. Christianity is going to tell you, right? Christianity is going to tell you that there was no one else on the earth. It was just Adam and Eve, and they did something weird and created people, right? But right here, it shows everyone that findeth me shall slay me, right? So this is proof that there was more people on the earth, right? This was proof right here and there. At the end of verse 14, that it was, but what a vagabond will tell you, what a fugitive will tell you is no. There was no one else here. So why was he pleading with tears, saying that they're going to kill me when they find me? See, these are the things we got to look at, because this is what Edomites do. This is exactly what those remnants of the Caucasus Mountains do. They're going to hold themselves not guilty. They're going to say, I didn't do it. I need a vacation. I innocently deleted somebody by mistake on purpose. I need to get 2 weeks off with pay, right? That's what they like. That's what they like to go into. That's what they feel like they deserve, right? But let's look at it, because he said it's going to come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. These were the words of someone that knew at this point they had messed up, right? Let's go to Lamentations. Let's go to Lamentations, right? Because he already started with the crying, right? It wasn't him crying when he killed his brother in cold blood, right? When he killed his brother in cold blood, there was no tears. It was, I don't know where he is. I'm not my brother's keeper. So you're gonna lie and get smart out the mouth with the Most High? Come on. But then they'll say, oh, but Cain was the brother, Esau's Jacob's brother. Woo, woo, woo. Nah, they show you who they are because the Most High decided what side of the spectrum he wanted, what chosen seed was going to get the actual covenant, right? Lamentations chapter 3, and we're going to start at verse 64. And it says, render unto them a recompense, O Lord, according to the work of their hands. Render unto who? Unto them. Who's the them, right? Who has had evil workings of their hands. Let's get 65. Give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them. All right, so let's get it. Let's get it, all right? I'm going to read it again, verse 65. Give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them. Let's get a precept. Hold your spot right here in Lamentations 3. Put your marker there. All right? And we're going to jump over to the book of Genesis, chapter 27. All right? We'll look at the tears of a vagabond. All right? Because I know they're going to show up. Shalom, bossing up. I know they're going to show up in the chat, scoffing, saying the little slick things that they always like to say. We're going to Genesis 27 and 34, right? Because we got to get some more of the tears of a vagabond. Because verse 65, when we were reading Lamentations, the 3rd chapter, verse 65 says, give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them, right? So when we read the book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 34, it says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, right? And said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father, right? He was crying for a blessing. He wanted a blessing. He wanted to be Mr. Me Too, right? But you're not going to tell his father, I just sold my birthright for some uncooked meat, right? He's not going to say that because this is what a vagabond's going to do. He's going to try to assume the role of something that's not true, right? What Tom Cruise, he said he's the last samurai, right? Edomite saying, hey, Last of the Mohicans. There's a movie with, I'd say, Brad Pitt called The Mexican, right? All of these different things, right, that they assume the identity of. And that's what vagabonds do. They're the Scots, they're the Brits, they're the Irish, right? They try to utilize, we're here, we're in the landmass. You took over, right? You were able to come in, do a little conquering, right? Have your way with the people. We're gonna keep it like that. Have your way with the people, and then change things up. So you look up the words, the Scots, you're gonna see somebody that looks like me. You look up the Brits, you'll see somebody that looks at me until they started to whitewash books, right? Now, if you want the real version of a lot of these history books, you have to pay anywhere from $1,000 all the way up to $10,000 for the books. You can Google them, right? And they'll show you the pictures. The Russian icon book is probably somewhere around $5,000 to $7,000, right? Depending on who you're getting it from. Because they know at the end of the day, if you realize that you've been lied to, you're not going to go into the church anymore. They're not going to get their offering on Sunday. Pastor Porkchop's not going to be able to keep people docile. More people are going to wake up to their heritage and come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. And as we know in the Apocrypha, in the book of Judah, chapter 5, 19 and 20, they know what happens once we're serving the Lord and we're not keep committing error or being in sin. They know what happens. That's the reason why they wanted you celebrating New Year's Eve, right? They wanted you celebrating Christmas Day, Thanksgiving, all right? They give us Martin Luther King Day. Hey, let us remind you that we killed one of your favorites. Yep. And we mark your territory, and we know not to go wherever we see a Martin Luther King Boulevard. We know that we're going to find some of you guys there, right? These vagabonds, they're slick with it, right? They're marking our steps. And we ask ourselves, well, we need more on that, right? Okay, let's go over to Hebrews 12. Because he cried out with a bitter and exceedingly cry. When Esau can't get his way, he starts to cry, right? And they'll tell you, no, it's you guys. You guys always crying. Yeah, we're crying because we're being oppressed. We're crying for justice, right? We don't own the banking system. We don't own financial trading. We don't own the actual real estate market, right? We don't own these things. That all mankind come out of Noah's 3 sons, right? You have a question, right? Well, we are in Hebrews, so I'm going to go to Hebrews 12 and 7, right? Because I got some questions for you. I've answered your questions last time, Mr. Harmon, right? So now I hope that you will be respectfully enough to answer our questions, right? Because we just read in Genesis 27 and 34, it was a bitter cry given out, right, by Edomite when he realized there was no blessing for him up front. So he wanted to cry, kick, and scream to get his way, right, as they do today, right? Those Israelites on the corner waking their people up. Nobody's buying my liquor anymore. The drugs that we floated into the coast, nobody wants to buy those. They're coming back to the commandments, right? They're not going to the club on Friday night anymore. They're not in my shopping malls on Saturday morning spending up all the money, making me rich, right? These heathen nations are starting to cry in regards to that because these fugitives, as we just read about in Genesis 4, we started to get the characteristics, they are fleeing from accountability of their wicked deeds, right? Let's get Hebrews 12, and I'm going to go to 16 first, right? The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright, right? Why did Esau sell his birthright, Mr. Hammond? Why did he sell it? Then turn around and cry about it. Was that deception that was being utilized? The same way that they'll say, hey, I'll pay all of your rent, ladies. I just don't want a man in your house. I don't want those children to be raised with discipline. I want them to be out here just doing anything so I can manipulate them down the line. I'll give you food stamps. I'll give you WIC. I'll make your light bill $3. You can run the lights as much as you want. Leave your TV on 24 hours a day, right? But I just don't want a man there to discipline and have things in order. I want your house upside down, right? That's the deception that these vagabonds utilize. Because now you got the women out here trying to be something that they're not, right? And now you have the men out here trying to be something that they're not. You have the vagabond women. They're out here in the gym clothes, right? And now they're making the spandex pants, the workout pants, the yoga pants, whatever you want to call them, with the butt lift in the back. So now they're trying to emulate the actual Israelite women who have a shapely or curvy body based on the fact of their genetics. They're trying to do whatever they can to actually take over, right? That's the reason why when you have Sotobots out here saying that because a woman has a cycle every month, that doesn't make her a woman. That's an insult. But a lot of our women are too too distracted. I'm gonna use that word. I'm not gonna use saying they're stupid or they're not smart. They're too distracted with other things to even realize that these individuals are insulting them, right? Because I don't know about you, if you have a wife or a daughter, when they go through that cycle in the month, it's not something good for them. They want to lay down, they want a blanket, they want a hot blanket, their stomach hurt, they don't want to do anything, they're not in a good mood because they're going through that pain, right? But you mean to tell me that someone posing as a woman is going to be able to tell a woman, hey, just because you go through that, right? Because you go through that biological moment each month, that doesn't make you a real woman. Okay, no problem. Just because they go through, 48 hours of labor and they push out a child and they're putting their life on the line to bring forth life into the world after the seed is planted by the man, that doesn't make you a woman either. This is where you say there be any fornicator or profane person. That's pretty profane to allow somebody to insult a race, well, not even a race, excuse me, a gender in full, right? A fornicator. So when you ask yourself, well, how are they fornicators? When they showed up on every landmass, they killed a strong, they imprison the weak, and they fornicate with the women, right? And they basically mix their seed into the point where nobody looks the same in certain regions of land anymore, right? This is what Esau's done. They call it a conquest, right? When they came over here to the Native Americans, what did they do? They played nice for a little bit and realized we got guns, we can take them. We've seen how they operate. They only got bow and arrow and primitive weapons. We can take them if we want to, right? And that's exactly what they did. They killed the strong, enslaved the weak, and basically fornicated with the women, right? Because Esau sold his birthright for one piece of raw meat, right? Showing him for the beast that he is. Verse 17, for ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. Who rejected him? The Most High, because you let them tell you, let the vagabonds tell it, you let the heathens tell it. Oh, Jacob went in there and stole the birthright and he tricked his brother. No. His mother came up with that plan. He tried to tell his mom, I don't want to do it. She said, let the blood be on me. Children obey your parents in the Lord. So was Jacob not going to listen to his mother, knowing what the commandments say, right? So he went along with it. He wasn't going to disobey his mother. He had to honor what she was asking at that point. But who put that play in motion, right? Did not an angel come down and talk to their mother to say, this is what we're going to do? Did that not happen? Or she just woke up with that thought in her mind? Who controls our thoughts? The Most High. Who puts things in play? The Most High, right? People got to start realizing at the end of the day, the Most High decided what he wanted well before any of our habitations were established, before any kind of colleges were there, any curriculum was given in a school, any type of written laws were written. Guess what? It was already established by the Most High how things were going to go, right? He got rejected. And because he got rejected, what happened? He found no place of repentance, right? Because he didn't repent for what he did, even though he gave away his birthright for a morsel of meat. He didn't repent for that. He just said, well, Dad, I did sell my birthright for some meat. I did that. He's not going to do that. Esau is a fugitive of fleeing from accountability. He's not going to take the accountability and say, well, this is the reason why I probably got rejected. He's not dealing with that. All he can do is, I got hate in my heart now because he got something that I don't have, right? Right? So he found no place for repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears, right? He shed so many tears, right? As a vagabond. That's the tears of a vagabond. I can't get it, I'm going to start crying. What did it say in Genesis 27 and 34? He let out a bitter cry. Carrying on, man. Carrying on. You know what you did. You know exactly what you did. And the next thing he wanted to do is the days of my father's mourning. He said that. He was ready to go ahead and take it in blood. They had to get Jacob up out of there, send him to Laban, right? The Most High already knew how he was going to go. He said, we're going to let you get out of here, right? Let's go over to Exodus 17 and 14, right? And it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in a book, right? So clearly, there's something that's going on at this moment. And the Most High wants Moses to write this down because it's something of very, very important detail, right? He says, write this for a memorial. Memorial is something that you think on. It's something that you commemorate. It's something that you review over and over quite often, right? He says, in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, meaning you make sure that Joshua knows this and he don't forget it. So at the end of the day, when they say, oh, well, that happened years ago, you guys were slaves years ago. It's not the same now. Yeah, go out there and decide you want to leave the country without a passport and see how quick you get brought back in chains by either an airship or a regular ship of the sea. They're going to walk you right back in handcuffs, right? And give you a photo shoot, right? But they're going to tell you, oh, no, slavery's done. Okay. Don't pay your taxes. Don't pay your tribute, right? Why do you think when they were arguing about was Christ paying taxes, and they say, here, whose face is on the money? Give Caesar what's owed to Caesar, right? And make sure you give what's owed to God, which was fear and respect. Give him that little money, man. That's nothing. Because Christ knew his father had many mansions. Who doesn't want to deal with the many mansions scenario versus somewhere where moth and rust can corrupt and thieves will break through and steal? Right? These are the things you got to ask yourself. Am I working towards the kingdom? That's the real retirement program. That's the real 401k, right? They tell you 401k, nah, 144k. Because those same companies that you're paying into, right? And you let them take the money out your check. And they're doing it, right? When you have an emergency, you got to tap dance and provide them all types of proof to get your money back. Oh, we're matching it, so we want this and that. And if we do give you a loan, we want you to pay it back with interest. Esau don't care nothing about usury, man. Nothing about usury. It's our money, but hey, we got to pay interest on it. I give you an example, right? I work from home, right? So we're in a bit of an uproar at work because the company that has acquired our company, they have some things in their little rule book saying that, hey, if we have to send you equipment to work from home, we're going to charge you $30 for it. So we're in a meeting. It's like, oh, well, that doesn't really apply to us because we already got equipment. We got monitors, we got computers, we got this stuff already. But guess what Esau did? Everybody looking at their check like, whoa, what's this $30? Oh, they're going to put it bold. That's the equipment fee. Even though you got a computer already, even though you've been working before we acquired your company, right? We're going to still try and charge you $100 for a computer that you got like 2 or 3 years ago at no cost to you. That they don't own. They don't own the computer, but yet they're going to charge you for it. And then inside of the app that they demand you to get, there's an app that they demand you to get on the phone. There's an actual case that you can apply for that'll say, I want a refund for being charged for the computer, right? They automatically sign you up for 401k. They're like, oh, we're going to take 3%. I looked, it said 18%. I said, oh, another lie. This is what Esau does, man. This is what he does. So when you try and say, oh, slavery's done, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. They can try and charge as much tax as they want. however they want, and they can do whatever they please with the money that they charge from your taxes. Trust me, they can do whatever they want. So if they want to build 100 million missiles, they can do that. If they want to create 60 trillion bullets or send things to another country to get them popping, off a little war or a little tussle, a little tumult, they're gonna do it. You got nothing you can say about it. They're gonna take the tax. They're gonna hit your check, and they don't even trust you to pay it at the end of the year. They're gonna take it up front, right? But again, they'll tell you, "Oh, no, this that." Who's in control? Who faces on the money? Ask yourself, just like Christ said, whose faces on the money? They're gonna do what they want to do, man. These vagabonds don't care, and they're gonna assume your identity. That's why they'll get out there and do a blackface skit and think it's funny, right? I'm P. Diddy. I'm gonna make her dress up with a shirt that says baby oil. We're gonna have fun, They're gonna mock you, right? They're gonna mock you right to your face. People don't be like, well, what can I do about it? Yeah, you're proving again you're in slavery. You don't support it. You turn these things off and you start to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments even harder. Say, I'm going to serve a Lord that's going to fight for me, that's going to do what needs to be done. But guess what? Enough of our people are just, they don't care. They're lost in the sauce, right? But again, he said, rehearse it. He said, write this in a book. So this is something really important that the Most High wanted to be taught and remembered, because it's for a memorial. It says, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, right? So he's saying right there, I'm gonna, for what they did, for them attacking you, right? For them attacking you, this is what I'm gonna do, right? Because they fought in Rephidim, right? Joshua, he basically discomforted Amalek, meaning they destroyed them with the sword. All praises to the Most High, right? This is when Moses had to have his arms let up, have his arms up for Israel to prevail during that actual wartime, right? So he said what he's going to do, right? He says, I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, right? Okay. Let's go to 1 Samuel. Let's go to 1 Samuel 15. We're going over to 1 Samuel 15. And we're going to go to verse 32. Right? And it says, then said Samuel, bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites. Wait, we just read about Amalek being put out, the remembrance from under heaven, right? We just read about that. But where else, right, did we read about that? Hold that. Because we're in Lamentations, we never went back. Oh, Lamentations 3, verse 66, right? Persecute and destroy them in anger from under heavens of the Lord, right? Now, when we read Exodus 17 and 14, he says, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven, right? This was prophecy. Shalom, Ephraim Benaniyah, get to see you, right? They were supposed to be persecuted and destroyed. As this is why when we go to Exodus, it was written in a book for a memorial. And when you get the Lamentations, you see that it was supposed to be persecuted for the persecution that we went through and destroyed in anger, right? Oh, no, whore, Edomite. In anger from under the heavens of the Lord. This is the reason why Exodus says what it says. This is why Moses said, this is why he was told, write this for a memorial in a book. Rehearse this in the ears of Jonathan, right? Joshua, Salakia. It says, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. So when we get to Samuel 15 and 32, you see what happens. It says, in Samuel had to do something that Saul didn't want to do. The Most High was going to have the Amalekites put out, had a candle out of there, right? But a wicked Benjamite by the name of King Saul decided he was going to do otherwise. He was going to be a little rebellious. He was going to try to remix something, right? He was going to try and just do something. But again, this is what a vagabond's going to do. He's going to plead. He's going to cry, please don't kill me, King Saul. Look how much good things we have over here that you can keep for yourself. The Lord will be pleased with it. So he gave him words smooth as butter. That's exactly what he did. And when Samuel found out about it, guess what? Samuel said, all right, you don't want to do it? I'm going to do it. The book of 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 32. Then said Samuel, bring ye hither to me Agag, the king of the Amalekites. And Agag came unto him delicately. You know how they be walking? Oh, they play on their fingers. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, Samuel, you look kind of upset, right? Came to him delicately. How you doing? Oh, that's a nice garment. Those fringes are quite beautiful. I see that you, oh, look at your beard. It's glorious. Came to him delicately, right? And Agag said, surely the bitterness of death is past, right? Clearly we ain't got no more beef, right, Samuel? He said I can live. That's the king. You're supposed to know, right? Let's look at what happened. Verse 33, and Samuel said, as thy sword has made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless among women. And Samuel hewed Agag in pieces before the Lord in Gilgal, right? Because think about it. When we came out of Egypt, Amalek was waiting, and they were attacking. We had to, hey, got to go down there and deal with Esau. Got to go down there and deal with the Amalekites. And we know who that is. That's the small hats. Had to go down there and deal with them, right? This is why we had to go down there and deal with them. Because they decided they were going to attack women and children. They were going to make widows, right? They were going to make sorrowful women. They were going to make all types of sin. They was going to kill parents. So they were going to make fatherless and motherless children, right? Because that's what he's telling us. It says, as thy sword has made women childless, so shall thy mother be childless. And he chopped them to pieces in front of the Lord, right? So you don't think the Lord was like, oh no, don't do it. He's my child as well, right? He's my child as well, right? Yep, Khan, that is a good precept. That is definitely a good precept, 11 and 33 of Sirach, right? Because you got to really think about it. When he did that in front of the Most High, that pleased the Lord, right? And that's why he came to Samuel the same way Agag came to Saul. Look at all of these sheep and goats you can have. All these beautiful women. Look at my daughters, my nieces. Surely going to let us live, right? Crafty counsel. Lady Dasha, right? Yes, he created the universe, right? So when they teach us about the galaxy and other worlds, you know when you get into that, if you think it's something like Star Wars going out there with different types of aliens, like comic book type stuff, I don't believe that exists, right? The Most High showed us in the day of creation what he created, right? That's just my personal opinion in regards to that. There's no scripture that says and the aliens came down and kept Passover, right? There's no other scripture that says you were translated to another planet to find life. Christ was hiding on Jupiter. No, not doing that, right? But what it will make a reference to is the third heaven, the throne room of the Most High, right? I don't even believe that they can leave the atmosphere because there's a firmament around the planet. So, like I was talking with a brother at the feast, I said, you got to ask yourself, they can't cure cancer. They can't cure these judgments that the Most High put out here. But that's all they are, right? If they can't cure that, you think that they have enough technology that they can leave past something that the Most High created to keep us in? That's no different than a fish busting through the glass in the aquarium, or the snake just busting through the glass in, in that situation. You go to the zoo, they got gorillas. They're not busting through the firmament that's around them in that captivity that they have them in, right? Just a question, what's it going on with it? It's a lot of planets out there. Well, think about it like this, right? Those planets out there thus say man, right? Because think about it. When God created, he created the heavens, the earth, the sun, the moon, the stars. When did he create the other planets? Because they'll tell us that, right? Oh, Planet X is out there. Nibiru is coming to get us, right? It's gonna get us. None of that's in the Bible, right? All of those things are distractions. The scriptures tell us not to add to the word, and we don't take from it. So we have to be kind of mindful in regards to the whole scenario. Well, Esau's like, well, I believe that there's other planets out there. Okay. You can believe that, right? Because if they're on the moon and they drop the hammer and there's zero gravity, how do you got there? But let me ask you this. If they got to the moon, right, and they're landing, who was filming that? Who filmed that? Who filmed the moon landing? Fair use only, right? Who filmed that? Nobody's on the moon, but you see the rocket ship coming down. Who filmed that? They didn't get out there, man. You're not going to escape the judgment of the Most High. You're not. Oh, we got space station. No, you got low orbiting satellites. That's what you got. Low orbiting satellites. Most of those satellites are really low orbiting. And they'll say, well, they're able to do this and that. Okay. It looks good when they show it in a military movie, when they show them riding in the truck and they can see this and that. It looks good. But again, these vagabonds, they think that they can steal the identity of the Most High. This pill will make you live forever. No, it won't. And the Most High kill you another way, right? This is going to do this or do that. No, it's not, because that was the lot that the Most High put on you, right? You can take, well, you're going to get diabetes if you eat that. That's the lot that the Most High has for you, right? Who's to say you're going to have this or have these diseases that put people in so much fear, right? You're only supposed to fear the Lord. That's why you're supposed to keep the commandments. Whatever comes with it, comes with it. As men and women of the Lord, we have to look at what our ancestors endured, right? People were getting stoned to death for nothing by their own people, by heathens. We were taken into captivity, we were scourged. They forced us to eat food sacrificed on the idols because they knew that that was the worst thing that can happen to you, right? Were there infirmities of the flesh and of the body? Yeah, there were. There definitely were. But that was the will of the Most High doing that. There was nothing that you could do to reverse that unless the Most High took that away from you, right? Like when Hezekiah was going to die, the Most High gave him extra time based on, I will help who I want to help. I'm going to do it how I want to do it, right? When they thought that they killed Paul by stoning him to death, and they left him outside the walls, and guess what? The Lord said, nope. And when they saw him again, they had to deal with that. I thought we killed him. Yeah, you thought you killed him, but you didn't. because the Most High has a final say so on who lives and who dies and how you live and how you die. He knew what you was going to die from on the day of your conception, right? A black son. Yeah, the only black son is Yahweh Shah. All that black hole type stuff, no, none of that. I don't believe in none of that. They're going to be like, oh, well, it's out there. Well, let's look at what Job 5 and 12 says, right? It says, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, right? So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise, right? NASA in Hebrew means deception, right? Deceiver, liar. But they're going to tell you all the time, right? No, there's nothing too hard for the Most High God. There's nothing too hard for the Most High God. Everything to him is a light thing, right? Let's keep going on. Because we want to understand, it says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Because that's what they want to do. Here, take this Ozempic. It's going to get your skin. No, it's going to have you looking like a crackhead. It's killing you, right? But all these celebrities taking it. What's the girl? Ice Spice? Look weird. Oh, she's getting in shape and this, that. Yeah, all right. Ozempic out. Oh, you're a little too heavy. We need you to slim down a little bit. Most I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna slim you down. I'm gonna slim you down. I'm gonna have you out here looking like a candy cane, right? But these crafty devices that they come out with, right? 2nd Ezra 8:27, right? And it reads, regard not the wicked inventions of the heathen, right? These wicked inventions of the heathen, right? Exactly. They got them looking completely depleted, right? Go from looking voluptuous or having a comely shape to now looking like a walking pencil, right? Slimmer man or whatever you want to call it, slender man. That's what they're out here afraid of. Yeah, that's that Ozempic, right? That's what they do. Oh, you got XYZ going on. You got to take this, right? So let's keep going. I answered your question. So you got more questions? Let's see here. So let me ask you a question. Because you like read Romans, this and that, whoopie-whoop. When I go on your page, I don't see you doing any kind of classes or videos or anything, right? Mr. Hammond, right? Oh yeah, everybody was dying from that little celebrity drug they were taking, right? Paul doesn't circumcede Christ nor Yahweh, right? So if the Most High decided to bring sin into the world by the deeds of a woman, as the scriptures clearly state, then that was the choice that he decided to do, right? But at the end of the day, he's going to still send his son back to bring judgment on this planet for those who continue to revel in sin. So if you decided, hey, I'm going to keep sinning, okay, no problem. But at the end of the day, the Most High is going to pick who he wants and discard those he don't want. So if you've been chosen to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, keep them, right? Don't take advantage of the opportunity because the Most High just take it from you, right? But back to 2nd Ezra 8:27. Regard not the wicked invention of the heathen, right? But desire of those that keep thy testimonies and afflictions. So if you know that there's certain foods that you're eating that's creating inflammation, too much salt, stay away from a lot of salt, right? Try and get 30 minutes of exercise a day when you get your heartbeat elevated. With me, I try to do at least 300 push-ups a day. At least. Now, do I take days off? Of course, you gotta let your body rest, right? Maybe on Fridays, if I have enough time, I might crank out 200, 250. But that's just something that I've always done. I stopped for about a year or so, and then now I'm back on it again. It's just something you want to get your heart to actually pump and put white blood cells in. So when it becomes the meeting season, right, as you can hear everybody got a little sniffles going on, you want to be able to fight that off. You don't want to be sick. You don't want that to happen. But again, if you're not fighting it off by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments and staying girded in the scriptures, those spirits are going to attack you through the bodily sickness, right? That's how those spirits are going to come. Because these wicked inventions of the heathen, they're there. They're all there. Oh, let me get you the Google Lens. Let me get you the earbuds that translate your voice. Get a voice translator, no matter where you are, right? They can translate everything, right? Psalms 140. Let's get that Psalms 140. Because these inventions ain't really doing anything to benefit people, right? What do they got with Elon Musk? He got the little brain chip that you can put in. What do you think that's going to do? If that has a malfunction, just like your phone frees up, your brain chip frees up while you're driving, guess what? That's going to be a problem, right? They just, the other day, they had a situation with one of them Tesla trucks, right? And they said it malfunctioned and destroyed itself. We're going to use those terms. Oh, no, that's an act of an insurrection. That's what's going on. We found some kind of explosive device. You mean fireworks in the back? Who knows? All of that stuff's for distraction because we know that they're cranking up. We know that they're cranking up. You can hear the war drums. You know what they're getting ready to do, right? They do it, hey, you get one side of the bird that basically puts people through oppression at home. The other side of the bird, they're going to put people at oppression afar. That's how it goes, right? Psalms 140, verse 8. It says, grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked, right? So when they be telling you, oh, you need to just do this or do that or take this medication, it's going to eliminate it. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's what it says, grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. They want to be in complete rulership. They want all the praise. You're not going to take that praise from the Most High. The vagabond, the ultimate transformation of these vagabonds. Just like we had a vagabond in the chat last week. First he was this person, then he said he was Christ, then he said it was this Shang Tsung, right? They got that Shang Tsung spirit from Mortal Kombat. They can try to emulate everything. You know one thing they can't emulate? Y'all seen the Olympics with the breakdancing, and that woman got up there and embarrassed herself for Australia. They can't emulate everything, right? Rhythm is something that's difficult for them to impersonate, right? Doing certain things is they have that guile and that cunningness. They know how to cut a corner, to cut a throat. They know how to do that, right? Let's get it. I'm going to finish 8, and then I'm going to jump up to what he said, verse 2. Come. It says, grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves. Oh, we got a rocket ship. We went to the moon. No, you didn't. Quick line, that's Capt, right? Y'all try to destroy every animal, right? They'll try to say, oh, well, we got a T-Rex body in here. Okay. It's perfect. It's in perfect condition. Okay. Yeah, just tell us that you made it on a 3D printer in the back. Y'all didn't get out there and play in the dirt and find it. Let's stop the cap, right? Let's jump up to verse 2, Psalms 140 and 2. It says, which imagine mischiefs, right? Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 1. Deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war, right? That's exactly what they're doing. They're going to their war room, right? We got a new bunker busting bombs. So when they hide in their caves or hide in their installments, they're hiding with the weapons that were sold to them by our affiliates half off, right? When they're doing that, then guess what? They're going to come get them. Oh, well, now we can have war games. That's exactly what it is. Now they're saying that the U.S. dollar is the strongest currency on the planet, right? How is it the strongest currency on the planet now? All the rest of them weren't as strong at one point, right? All the yen, the ruble, those things weren't as strong at one point, but now they're strong, right? How are they super strong like that? Because guess what? They got to get out their account. But I thought we was just in inflation. That's why the price of everything is through the roof, right? They tell us one thing, just switch it up, turn it into, oh, well, it's inflation because this side of the government's doing X, Y, Z. Well, now it's this because this side did this, that. All they do is get caught in their lies. Then they say, oh, wait, somebody did something really bad, so let's not think about that right now. Let's point our attention to why they did it, right? They sold the situation with the guy that was out there. I think he was drunk driving and just pretty much drunk drove through there, right? But no, they said, oh, no, he had a ISIS flag on the back of the truck. They ain't showed out one video of that happening. They showed everything else. You can see it on Twitter. Everything else on X, right? What are videos at? What are videos? Oh, we pulled him over. When he jumped out, he had a pistol, right? Then the story turned into he had a pistol and 2 detonating devices. Then it went from that till he jumped out. He had an assault rifle, a pistol, detonating devices, right? He's this, he's that, he has an issue. But the newscasters were able to go into a crime scene, right? Woman looking like she just came from the gym, right? She got on some spandex pants, a shirt with a little jacket, like she's going to work out. And she's just walking through the crime scene. And just mysteriously, they had an open toilet tissue roll or Quran on the thing turned to a specific page, right? They know how to set up a scene. It didn't look like a crime scene. How many crime scenes you just see the reporters just walking through like that? You don't see that, right? You don't see that. When that woman had her hands up and the police officers shot her down in the house, you didn't see them reporting live from the kitchen where she got shot down at, because that's a crime scene. But this individual was able to just, oh, look, this is where the door got kicked in. All these vagabonds do is flee from responsibility as fugitives, right? They're fugitives to the Most High, right? This is why it says, grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. What are those desires? To lie to your mind, right in your face, to lie to your children, to tell you it's one thing when it's not, to tell you that you're not who you're supposed to be and there's somebody else, so that way you never figure out what they've done, right? Just like they play with our numbers. First is 11, then it's 7, then it drops to 1, then it drops to, come on, man. Esau is always doing it. Now they say, well, it's not me doing it, it's the AI algorithm. We have a robot that records the whole thing, and we can mess with your views, we can mess with your likes, we can have you click like, and we'll unclick it, because we don't really think that you like it. We don't want you to like it, so we're going to do that, all right? But guess what? The word of the Most High does not go out void. All praises to the Most High. Shalom, shalom, brother Mose. Good to see you, right? Let's go over to Psalms 33 and 10, because we got to really ask the Lord to stand hard in the paint for us, man. Right? Psalms 33 and 10, because when we read in Psalms 140 and 8, they want to exalt themselves, right? They want to exalt themselves over the Most High, right? Psalms 33 and 10, it says, the Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people to none effect. The propaganda, none effect. People like, okay, all right, every year something happens on New Year's Eve. Every year something happens on New Year's Day, right? This is why they tell people to, stop drinking. So why are places serving alcohol? Why are places out here implementing, hey, let's party, 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 let's turn up, let's do this. You go down to Louisiana, right? And get one of them long little drinks and whatnot and walk around with it. Then you get in the car and then now you're driving. Right? This is what we have to really think about, because if they don't, they're going to exalt themselves, right? Psalms 33:10, what does it state? It says, the Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. So when they gather, what are we going to do this year? Okay, in January, we're going to do this and that. We're going to run that news report for about a week and a half, right? Then we're going to do this, right? Then we're going to have this happen. They're going to do the same things over and over. Oh, you're not watching this? Let's go on your algorithm. Oh, your favorite athlete says he doesn't want to play for this team anymore. Let's do that. Let's show that. Or this person's getting this kind of contract. Or this person's about to get out of a deal. Let's run that. Maybe that'll work. Let's put out a new game for the kids. Let's put out a new TikTok dance. A new TikTok this or that. Something to distract the masses from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, those who are the Israelites. Because our people are the ones who actually look at a lot of that TikTok, right? Who actually want to be a influencer, right? That's the problem. But this is why 33:10 says what it says. The Lord bringeth the counsel of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. What people? The red ones, right? Those are the ones who they're doing the most destruction on the planet. All the dolphins, I'll just put the sludge out there in the water. It's okay. Just put the sludge in the water. It's okay. The dolphins will find a way to go around it, right? Let's see. I don't know how I did. Again, Brother Mosaic, these are the games that they play. These are the games that they play, right? Went from getting a lot of views now to minimal views, because they look at it as, wait a minute, their classes are getting stronger. People are repenting. I'm looking at the chat. I see people coming away from the sin. I see people actually turning away from the strongholds. We got to slow this machine down. We got to play with their numbers. Right now it says 2 people are watching, because it's kicking people off, allowing people to get back on, buffering things. We know the games that Esau played, right? But guess what? All praises to the Most High, that He has the final say so in all of this. Psalms 9. Let's go to Psalms chapter 9, right? Psalms chapter 9, verse 15. It says, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made. They make these pits, right? They got your daughter out here thinking she can be a cheerleader, right? So they got all the cheer shows on. They got your son thinking that he's going to be going straight to the NBA. They got 101 AAU teams sucking your money up. Basketball camp here, football camp there, right? And your child don't realize one injury, one slip up, one oops. And guess what? They're no longer going to a draft. They're no longer going to the NBA. That's a false investment. Investing your children, learning the law, statutes, and commandments, and implementing them properly. Because if you're not doing that, you're not going to get no ROI on anything. When you get old, your child's going to be like, oh, you never did anything for me. You're out here spoiling your children by letting them do whatever they want to do. Hey, you want to be an athlete? I'm going to be at every one of your games. I'm going to buy you all the latest tennis shoes for you to play. I'm going to get you all the accessories and this, that. And guess what? When they get old enough and they get injured, they're not going to care about nothing that you got going on. Hey, son, can you take me to the doctor? I'm not feeling too good. Hey, Dad, I ain't got time for that. I'm busy today. Really, they're at home playing a video game. They don't care nothing about that, because you didn't implement honor thy mother and thy father, right? You only implemented, I'm going to buy my child's love, right? But this is what's taught by the vagabonds. When you see them in the movies, the dad's wearing the suit, The mother has the, the dress on. They got a butler and a driver and all of this big house. And the son wants to dress like a rock and roll, have his hair spiked out like punk rock. You're embarrassing us, son. Dad, F you, Dad. I don't care about that. Well, I'm riding you out the wheel. I don't care, my old man. F you and that wheel. That's how they talk. So because they're getting that treatment at home, they want you to have that treatment. We don't need a man in the house. We want your children to be just as out of control as ours are secretly, right? These vagabonds going to do that, right? Another idea with vagabond, King Antiochus. I want everybody to have the same religion as me, so I can absorb all your customs, take the ones that I like to bring servitude to me, and then not let you do the ones that are basically pleasing of the Most High. Because they know exactly, hey, if I do this, guess what? They're not going to be able to have any type of protection from the Most High, right? But it says, the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they made, in the net which they hid is their own foot taken. Because a lot of the things that they're doing now are coming back. These women are putting all this Botox in their mouth. They have full lips. They're starting to try to wear their hair like sisters. They can't afro it out. That's not going to work. They can't do it like that. But what they try and do, they try and get the cornrows, right? They try and get the braids. So, well, the braids wasn't, that wasn't something that, no. A lot of our women, a lot of our men, a lot of the children have braid styles in their head as a map to escape the plantation. So when you try to say, oh, that's not culturally something that you guys did, we did it for survival. You do it for fashion, right? You do it to try and fit in. That's why a lot of these sisters are upset. Hey, you go out here and get you a Edomite girl, right? Well, one of the main reasons why some of these dudes do it is because these women are not wanting to be obedient to the Most High. They don't want to be obedient to the Most High. They don't care about what the word of the Most High say do. They want to basically be in control. They have that spirit of evil in them. They want to be toe-to-toe with the Most High, right? They want to actually be in control. Oh, he's going to leave me? Yeah, because guess what? Just like King Agag came to Samuel delicately, right? You don't think these Edomites are going to go in delicately? I love you. I love you, Brandon. I love you, Tyrone, right? I love you. And guess what? They're not going to be thinking, I don't need to sign a prenup. Her family has money, right? Yeah, but what you're not thinking is they got money, they got a family lawyer, and guess what? Once you get that big reinstatement contract, you know what, Tyrone? It's not working. I want a divorce. I'm taking the kids. I'm out of here. Now all your money is gone to them, and they've moved on to the yoga instructor that they've been laying with behind your back. This is the reason why the Most High said you don't breed with these other nations. You don't deal with them because it's going to be the same thing. The same thing can happen with your own people because you're not following the laws, right? If you're not implementing the laws of the Most High in your house as a man, then how much of a man are you? You let no, my children do something wrong, I'm gonna let them know you did something wrong, right? So that way they can correct that. They're not carrying that on in life where they're just constantly making mistakes, right? That's where you have to step in as a parent and say, hey, enough of that. We're cutting that out. You're not doing that anymore, right? Isaiah 3:11, right? Because it says the heathen are sunk down. They caught in their own little traps now, right? A lot of this stuff is backfiring on them. Their industries that they had is gone, right? All that shopping and things of that nature. Oh, look, I own Nike. What do our people do? They go get those shoes, right? They call them whoopties. They go get them shoes from GH Gate or Alibaba or any of these other little fake shoe things, right? And what they do is They get the blank ones, like a white one or a black one. And then they do some kind of customization. That's all you see online now is customization of shoes. I'm going to draw on it. I'm going to color it this way. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that, right? God, that's 7 and 3. Not supposed to give your sons and daughter to these other nations, but they do it. My aunt did it. She gave her firstborn child to an Edomite, right? Now praises to the Most High. The Most High brought judgment on that Edomite's father. He's driving home. I don't know, maybe had some Tennessee whiskey. Did a little left, did a little right. Truck with the flipper, slung him out the truck. He landed on top of a fence. Despite fences, like that, fatality, right? All praises to the Most High. Got to deal with that. Right? Got to deal with that. We have to ask ourselves why we're not calling for woe upon the wicked, right? The wicked of the earth. Why are we not calling for, when those people out here trying to shoot the last animal? Oh, I see a golden falcon, something that nobody else seen. I'm just going to shoot it with a high caliber rifle and I'm going to stick it on my wall. Nobody's never going to see it. Ain't that profane? Ain't that a vagabond, fugitive type thing to do? So Esau does. I'm gonna kill all the animals. Then I'm gonna tell y'all, hey, it's the last one. I'm thinking about killing that one too. All right? I'm gonna kill all this. I'm gonna kill all that. Esau think he's gonna make it to the moon, and you can't believe that. He can't even make it to the bottom of the sea. The Most High crumpled up the submarine trying to go down there. Esau, that's what they want to try to play like they are the greatest on the planet now. That's the new thing that they're trying to transform themselves into, the image of God. They've been working on that for the last, I'll say 400 to 1,000 years. They've been trying to get that one down. They're like, we're every other people group, right? In the movie, what was the movie? The 10 Commandments, right? The Egyptians were Edomites. They couldn't even have enough common sense to say, well, we'll let the Africans be played by the Africans because they're going to figure that out. No, we're going to be them too. We're going to do that too. That's what we're going to do because we're the best actors. How dare they think we're going to get an African to act, right? Whatever, right? Isaiah 3 and 11. It says, woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him. So when we just read in Psalms 9 and 15, it says the heathen are sunk down in the pit that they have made. In the net which they hid is their own foot. It says here, woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him. With who? The heathen who tried to set the traps, to try to do what they needed to do to keep you away from keeping those laws, statutes, and commandments. Oh, now I'm gonna make your phone buffer, right? But it's so funny, right? When we're at our building, we can do classes there all week long, no problem, right? No issue. Now, all of a sudden, when we do Sabbath class, internet going in and out, people can't get phone signal in the building just magically, right? Magically, all of a sudden now it's scrambled a little bit, like there's a scrambling going on. That's the devices of wickedness of Esau. That's exactly what it is. And when you try to call them out, oh, it's not that, it's a coincidence. Every Sabbath, between the time that we're doing class and we in class, it's an issue. But as soon as class is done, I mean, it's to the point where if you try to cut your hotspot on, right, to keep the internet going, that's not working. That's real strange, right? But no, to me, that's real Idumean. That's what they like to do, crafty, wicked devices. It's exactly what they do. And they're going to throw it right in your face. Right in your face. Because I want to see the woe, right? Which is the destruction brought upon the wicked. I want it to be ill with them in regards to it. Y'all so smart. Y'all so crafty. Craft your way out of that judgment from the Most High, just like you so-called made it to the moon, but can't make it to the bottom of the ocean. All of these things you try to do, these crafty devices, it's cool. That's all right, because when Yahweh Shai comes back, he gonna kill them all. That's the whole thing. That it's gonna be not Kill Bill, it's gonna be Kill Edom, right? I don't want to be 2/3. I don't want none of y'all to be 2/3. But you found through and through. Guess what? Just like the javelin got thrusted through the Simeonite that was dealing, right? And Phineas had the in the tent. Guess what? Christ coming back with a sword, and he ain't gonna be no conversation about it. None. No conversation. He's gonna be like, I gave you the opportunity. As soon as you say, look, that's it. You're gonna see darkness. All right. That's it. You're gonna see darkness. God. Great precept, huh? Great precept. Because guess what? It says, it shall be ill with him. We want it to be ill with him, right? For the reward of his hands shall be given him. All of this, you're going to get the reward of your hands, right? Oh, we're all God's people. Oh, we are, huh? Oh, we are, right? When did God say go out there and shoot up all my animals and make trophies out of them? When did he say go pollute my air? When did he say go pollute the water, pollute the earth, right? Oh, because you till the ground, right? As we just read in the curse that was given to Cain in Genesis 4. Oh, because you can't till the ground and get anything. Now you don't want nobody to have anything. Oh, I'm gonna dirty up the water. I'm gonna dirty up the air, and I'm gonna dirty up the ground. And I'm gonna just go. I don't know what you're doing, but we're gonna get the environmentalists out there, and they're gonna figure out how to clean this water and do this and that. Nah, that's like stealing somebody's wallet and then you help them look for it. That's crazy work, man. Proverbs 4:19, and it reads. It says, "The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not. They know not at what they stumble." Right. So where it just said before, his foot was in the net that he hid, right? His own foot was taken. So he's caught up in his own contraptions, right? Woe unto the wicked shall be ill, for the rewards of his hand shall be given to him, right? It says the way of the wicked is as darkness, which is evil. They know not what they're stumbling. So you're stumbling around, thinking that you're going to be able to compete with the Most High. Right? They'll say, oh, we see the mothership out there. We see the, no, you don't. You don't see none of that. Your technology is futile to the glorious works of the Most High. You think the Most High is going to allow you to see something as beautiful as a chariot and just leave it there for you to look at? You think he's going to do that? He doesn't have to do that, because these heathens are dismayed by the signs of heaven. They're dismayed, right? Isaiah 8:15. Let's keep it going, right? Let's keep it going. Oh, it's another lunar eclipse. It's a blue crescent blood moon. You got all types of names for it, don't you? Because Esau, that's what he wants to do. He wants to be God on earth. He wants to build his nest in the sky. He wants to do so much stuff, and then he'll say, "Oh, it wasn't me," because he's a fugitive. He's going to flee the accountability. This is the reason why this class is the tears of a vagabond, right? 8:15 of the book of Isaiah, right? It says, and many among them shall stumble, right? And fall and be broken and be snared and be taken. Because if our people aren't paying attention to what the Most High is trying to show us through his word, right? Through the men of the Lord out here teaching the word of the Most High, saying, keep the commandments, do thus say the Lord, learn from the ancestors, look at the history, right? If you're not looking at this, right? It says, many among them shall stumble, because guess what? A lot of our people want to actually be hand in hand with the heathens, right? And they're in a stumbling situation. They don't get it, right? And they fall and will be broken. This is the 2/3 club. You think you can save Matthew next door? Matthew's pretty nice. I mean, his food isn't, seasoned as I would like, but he's pretty nice. He let me borrow his ladder, or he's always invite me on the balcony for a drink, or this, that, and the other. He's pretty nice. Yeah, because he's picking your brain for information, right? That's why it says you're going to be broken, snared, and taken. Because then they're going to realize, hey, do you go shoot? Oh, yeah, I got a so-and-so and so-and-so. You're just telling them everything. So he know he's right. He's taking a mental checklist. And, okay, so he has firearms. He goes firearm training. I saw him shoot because I took him shooting with me. So I see what he can do and what he can't do, right? His wife is always running her mouth, blah, blah, blah. They're taking a mental checklist on how to disable you when that time comes, right? So this is why we have to make sure that we're not the many that's among them, because as we read in the Maccabees, right? First and second Maccabees, there were those who decided, hey, I'm going to do what the king say anyway. I heard Judas. I heard what he said. He said they're not going to do it. Well, I'm going to do it anyway. And guess what? Judas got right up there and got right along with him when they hadn't killed him, right? Had to do that. Because guess what? It's going to be thus say the Lord. It's not going to be thus say me, thus say man, right? Thus say the Lord, right? The book of Ezekiel. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25 and 13, right? It says, therefore, thus said the Lord God, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom and will Slakia, and will cut off man and beast from it. And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword, right? And when you look at Teman, he was the firstborn son of Elpaz, right? And that's in Genesis 36, I believe, when he wrote down that lineage. But let's look at it. He said he's going to make it desolate, right? So make it desolate. Let's go to Jeremiah 49 and 20. Let's stack it up. All right? Prophet Jeremiah 49 and 20. He said he's going to make it desolate, right? The book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 20. It says, therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Edom. We were just talking about Edom, right? And it says, and his purpose that he have purposed against the inhabitants of Teman, right? It's how you know they were Edomites. It says, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them, right? So this is the Lord's prophets, Ezekiel as well as Jeremiah, right? Going into what's going to happen to the Edomites. That they're the least of the flock, right? The least of the flock are going to draw them out and make their habitations desolate. It's going to be straight destruction. This is the woe that we was reading about in Isaiah 3 and 11. Woe unto the wicked. It shall be ill with him, or his reward of his hand shall be given him, right? So his recompense is going to be turned back upon him. Let's go, because guess what? They says they're going to make their habitations desolate with them. Let's jump over to Psalms 109. Now some great precepts. Keep them going, Ephraim, right? All praise to the Most High. And if you haven't hit that like button on the way in, Baba Kusha, hit the like button, man. Help spread the word of Yahweh to the four corners of the earth, man. You owe him that. He gave you breath. He gave you life today. Did you pray when you got up? Right? These are things you have to ask yourself. You didn't pray? Okay, no problem. At least hit that like. When you're done with the lesson, go throw up a fervent prayer, man, for your nation, for your people. The book of Psalms, chapter 109, verse 10, and it reads, let his children be continually vagabonds and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Because we have to think about it. He just told you in Jeremiah and in Ezekiel, right? Ezekiel, that he was going to make desolation of them, of their land, right? Again, the inhabitants was going to have desolation. And this is what David's saying here in Psalms 109 and 10. Let his children be continually vagabonds, meaning that the curses that was placed on him, placed on their bloodline, placed on their seed line, right? That they stay stuck in the same situation, that the Most High does not lift his actual judgment or the curse placed on Cain off of the people, right? It says, let his children continually be vagabonds and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of desolate places. So when you see the heathens eating out the trash can, where do you think our people learning from? Well, he found a whole sandwich wrapped up in there. Let me go in there and see what they got, right? That's where that initiation of doing so starts to happen, right? Psalms 37, right? Because you got to ask yourself, if they're the vagabonds, if the Edomites, it's a so-called Caucasian race, it's the Edomites that the Bible speaks of. They're the Amalekites, right? They're all of that straight seed line coming from Cain, going through Esau, the Dukes of Edom, all of that, Teton, right? Or Timon and Dedan, all of that goes into Genesis 36. You go in there and you see the actual lineage of Esau and Edom, man, right? That's why the word Edom means red. The Most High knows what he's doing. They go out in that sun long enough, they're going to be red hots. They're going to be red hots out there, right? They love to play the devil for Halloween, right? They love that. Psalms 37 and 25, and it reads, I have been young and now am old. Yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. His seed, right? And we know who his seed is. We go into Galatians 3. We can see the breakdown of his seed when we go into Romans 9. We know who his seed is. The seed of Jacob through the lineage of Isaac, right? Yes, you'll say, but what about Ishmael? Ishmael wasn't the chosen seed. Yes, they were given a blessing, but they wasn't given the covenant. It wasn't given a promise, right? But again, what does Christianity try to do? Oh, God loves everybody. He does. Well, he hates certain people too. And you're going to have to deal with that. Because basically you're making God a liar when you say that. And they're going to be brought up on council with the Lord. When Christ comes back with that mighty sword and those angels and crack that sky, you're going to have counsel with the Lord at that point, right? He's never seen his seed begging bread, right? He says, I have not seen the righteous forsaken. The Lord has never forsaken us. No matter what, you assume that, oh, well, they disobedient, God put them away and this, that. No. Again, he says, I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. But we just seen here, let his children continue to be vagabonds and beg. Let them seek their bread also out of their desolate places. Jeremiah said what? They should make their habitation in desolate places, right? The habitation is going to be desolate with them, right? And he said he was going to cut off man and beast in Ezekiel 25. He says he will make it desolate from Taman, and day of Dedan shall fall by the sword, right? And you say, well, what about Taman? Well, Taman, wasn't he the brother? No, let's think about what they do, right? What do? Right? They try to name their actual land masses and their countries, like in Psalms 49 and 11. They're going to name and call their lands after their own name. That's what they're going to do. So that's how you have Esau's lineage naming themselves after their own land, right? Got to look at it. Taman, right? Like I said, the firstborn son of Eliphaz, right? Which was the son of Edom, right? Which was the son of Esau, right? So it's one of his grand or great grandchildren. They're gonna name their land after, just like they do it now, right? Let's go over to Hebrews 13 and 5, because he says the righteous wasn't forsaken. They don't see their seed begging for bread, but we know the heathens are begging for bread. They want the bread of life. They want the crown of life. Oh, I should be able to go to heaven too after doing all this wicked stuff and all this stuff that the Lord doesn't like, and allowing all these things to actually transplant. You can't really think that the bastards that dwell in Ashdod or the Most High's chosen people when they have the largest Salobot parade on the planet. So that's what y'all doing in the Holy Land? That's what y'all doing? So Christ is back. He's there, right? He's out there participating in that. When they say God is with us, he's with y'all when y'all planning that. That's what he's doing. Come on, man. And stop playing. Hebrews 13 and 5. Right? It says, let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. So, hey, don't let your conversations be covetous. Oh, I want this, I want that, right? As the heathens do. And you got to be content with what the Lord blesses you with, right? And he says, for he have said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my helper, and I will not fear what man can do unto me. You have to be able to carry that with you. Can't worry about Esau, what he's going to do. Well, the doctor told me this, that, and the other. Yes, but the Most High is the one that writes the prescription of healing. His word is the one that heals. Are you keeping those commandments? Are you doing thus say the Lord, right? Got to be content with what the Most High gives you. Right? Let's get that 2 Ezra 6 and 56, right? And it reads, it says, as for the other people, right? Because guess what he said? He wasn't going to never leave or forsake our people, the nation of Israel, right? But we're reading right here in 2 Ezra 6 and 56, as for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel, right? And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us, right? It says, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover. So the Most High is calling us all of that. Is he calling Esau that? Is he calling Ham that? Ammon that? Ishmael that? Moab that? Elam that? No, right? He's not calling them that, right? He says, are given into their hands. We were given into their hands for disobedience, but we're still, number one, we're still the apple of the Lord's eye, right? And there will be hell to pay for what was done unto our people, right? Let's get this Isaiah 40 and 17, right? Stack it up a little bit here. Isaiah 40 and 17. The book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 17. It says, all nations before him are as nothing, and are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. So guess what? The omnipotence of the Most High, where he can say, these are my people, this is who I love, all the other nations are nothing. You cut on the world news and look at how Most High cares for these other nations. He's destroying their land masses with all types of fervent heat, with a typhoon, put a little snowstorm in there after destroying their infrastructure. He's just boom, 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 one wave after another, right? And at the end of the day, these vagabonds that try to impersonate, I'm this, I'm that, right? You got $5 Indians out here. Oh, I'm Native American. No, you're not. What tribe are you from? Had enough of those on this chat board, right? Don't know their tribe, don't know their lineage, because there was a point where you could pay $5 and become an Indian. Back then, when they were killing them off and scalping them, they said, well, we got to have some kind of Indians. We don't want people to come here and say, well, what happened to the people of this land? Y'all can't possibly be them. So we got to do something, right? They're going to go up in their women so they can have a little bit of the facial structure or the hair type. And they say, oh, yeah, he's in. No. It's an abomination to the Most High, man. Here at the Battle Axes of the Most High, we say keep the commandments of the Lord, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to get us a commandment, right? Pray everybody was edified by a lesson that was provided by the Lord. All praise to the Most High. Because at the same time, I have to look at this and study to show myself approved, right? Yeah, they 1/100th of a native. 1/100th, right? They're something minuscule. They're like a 0.01 of a native, right? That's what they are. They're not. They'll try and do it. Oh, but Pocahontas, yeah, I know. Yep, that was that was one of the first Amber Alerts. Have y'all seen Pocahontas? No, she's with the man. She's with the red man. And guess what? He sent that, He sent that, $5 Indian. Yep. He sent that ransom note. Hey, if you don't do what I say do, guess what we gonna do? We gonna just get her out of here, right? We're gonna get her out of here, right? And that's the way that they like to play it. They've been doing that. But this is what the curses told us would happen, right? This is what the Most High told us what will happen. All praises and Thawada to those that are giving alms through the Cash App, the GoFundMe, and other methods. Make sure that you're reaching out if need be. If you have questions, things of that nature, we do classes 7 days a week. 7 days a week, man. Let's see here. What law do I want to go into today? All right. I'm going to go into the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse, let's see here, 35, right? It says, ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment, right? In met yard, in weight, or in measure. Just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin shall ye have. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt, right? Therefore shall ye observe all my statutes and all my judgments and do them. I am the Lord. These are things that we are commanded to actually do. We can't be out here cheating one another, right? When you're in the world, you get that digital scale out to make sure you're giving them the right amount for your money. So, hey, you need to do this when it comes to being spiritually balanced, right? You need to be spiritually balanced with people. Don't trim your waist for love. Don't cut no corners to cut a throat. Don't do any of that, man. We got to observe and keep and do these commandments of the Most High, right? I'm Soldier Ehud Benaniyah Sharala. It's been a fervent Friday. I pray that you have a blessed day of preparation. Tune in this evening, right, for First Works Friday with the Mighty Soldier Donovan and Razatakia, right? And also tune in tomorrow. We have the leadership Shabbat class, right? All praises for the Most High for the class, man. All praises to the Most High. I'm nothing without the Lord. Without him putting his words in my heart and his words in my mouth, I'm nothing. I'm just a humble servant. I pray all of you, like I say, have a blessed day, a blessed week. Do not allow the enemy to triumph over you. Again, I want to give a call. Halal Yahweh Bahashim, Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. Like, share, subscribe, right? Share this on your social medias or wherever you can share it. Share with your family. Create a group chat like they do for the wicked holidays, and just drop the video in there, right? When they say, who's this guy with no hair? They'll figure it out after a while. Next thing you know, you might see him in the chat. Most High willing, right? With that, I am Soldier Ehud Benaniyah Shirala of the Battle Axes of the Most High. I bid you a God of all Shalom. Hallelujah, Yahweh.